barriers that are not limited but include access to decision-making process, lack of representation in policy-making bodies, and insufficient opportunities for skills development and capacity building, and many more. Then we move from structural barriers to social barriers. Social barriers encompasses societal norms, attitudes, and perceptions that discourage or undermine young people's involvement in global development. Discrimination based on age, gender, race, or socioeconomic status can limit your opportunities to contribute effectively. Moreover, traditional power structures systems may marginalize youth voices and undermine their credibility and influence. Another barrier is the economic barrier, primarily referred to financial constraints that prevent young people from participating. Many young people lack access to financial resources. I know you like to hear this, such as funding for education, training, or travel, which are essential for their meaningful engagement in global development initiatives. Additionally, the lack of paid internships, low remuneration, and precarious employment opportunities can deter young people from committing their time and energy to global development activities. Lastly, I'd like to look at the cultural barriers. Cultural barriers involve deeply rooted beliefs, values, and practices that may impede young people's involvement in global development. Cultural norms such as age-based issues, gender roles, and intergenerational power dynamics may limit young people from participating in leadership. Now, I'd like to draw my conclusion to say that raising youngsters with sustainable global values is crucial for building a more equitable and environmentally responsible world. In an attempt, this present study contributes to the existing literature in several folds, as discussed. I have attempted, to reflect and give us some highlights on the use of social media, social influence, and political legal influence on youth leadership. I want to believe this can go a long way to, tailoring the pattern in which the panelists at this meeting can also delve into critically breaking down the conversation I put on the table. And so I want to challenge our minds and bring up some things I would like this present summit to look at and to provide solution to. Don't we think that it is better to start early, to instill values in children from young age? Don't we also think that there is a need to emphasize the importance of education on global issues, environmental sustainability, and social justice? Don't we also think that experimental learning encourages hands-on experiences like volunteering and travel to expose youngsters to diverse cultures and global challenges? Don't we think that critical thinking and empathy, enabling them to analyze complex problems and make ethical decisions, will go a long way? Also, I want us to look at the issues before us. That is it not good to have them look for role models that will lead by example, demonstrate sustainable behaviors in your daily life, from reducing waste to respecting diversity? And so, should we not, at this summit, create an avenue to ask the youth to have open dialogue, create an open and safe space for discussions about global issues, allowing them to speak, ask questions, and express their thoughts? By implementing these or looking at these critical posers that I've brought forward amongst us, parents, educators, and communities, I believe that if these are taken into consideration, the next generation will have responsible global citizens who are committed to sustainable values and can actively work towards a better future for all. I thank you.
Thank you so much, and thank you, Dr. Maureen, for that presentation. I know that the presentation was, went the strategy that she used was much of academic. A lot of insights were in it, and she was literally talking about how the younger generation can be fully integrated. How we could leverage on their strengths to be able to help them become better citizens even in the society. And because she's a high commissioner, so she went even further, even much outside of local issues. And I see a time whereby in Nigeria that we are going to see more young people making the nation proud outside of Nigeria. It's we see a lot of older people right now at least, but previous generation we see quiz, you see some competition, you see a lot of things. I see young people doing a lot of things. I know that some videos I watch on YouTube, I saw young Nigerians about almost like 15 years ago on CNN, those kind of things, making the nation proud. And I believe that as we take this bold step to learn and also instill it in younger generation, we begin to see those things come back over and over again. Like for example, see David here, on this stage, talking and doing that the spoken words. Just imagine us seeing David on British Got Talent, seeing David, on CNN, talking, just sharing his talent and making Nigeria proud. And it's not only going to stay from the point of view of discussion, because one of the purposes of this event is to inspire action. So our discussions are to inspire action. So aside from the conversation, the enlightenment, the next thing for us to do, which is one of the major things that she stressed on, is how we could begin to profile practical solutions to the challenges that we have. And I believe that within NCPS 9 and NCPS 10, we'll be having testimonials of practical impact that these conversations and opportunities have been able to open for people. I'm particularly looking forward to David's story. I'm saying it over and over again at NCPS 10. Probably also you'll be maybe be in another country, maybe doing some things, and you'll be sending us your own video for us to be watching. So looking forward to that. Thank you so much. All right, quickly.
Okay, quick announcement. Sorry. Okay, very quickly. Now NCPS is a all-inclusive event, so it means that as much as you're listening here, we have books at the back that you can also buy, books written by many of our guests, invited guests, so you can take a walk to the back, just stretch your leg, buy books. We also have vendors outside that for food, so we have a food court that you can quickly get. Don't worry, don't feel like you will not be listening. We have a speaker outside, so you are still very much in the event. So while the event is going on, please purchase books. I mean, knowledge is a great investment. Invest in knowledge. Our parents also, we have a whole lot of books on parenting at the back, so you can take your time to purchase some. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, so before we quickly go to the next item on the agenda, I would like to, with a round of applause, let's welcome some of our special guests who walked in while the session was ongoing. Mrs. Gloria Robson, a round of applause. A round of applause for her. Thank you so much for coming. She's also an educational consultant. So in case you need consultation when it comes to education, school, and all those things, you can reach out to her. Also, we have Barrister Nosai Hiaza. We also give us a proverb in today's session. Don't worry, even if you say the proverb that is not, we will agree, sir. There's no problem. The only proverb, I can give a proverb in tongues. Maybe somebody can help me to interpret the tongue. Also, we have Mrs. Folashade Ibiwoye. A round of applause for her. Thank you so much for being here. Also, our special guest that we had already recognized much earlier, Mrs. Nancy Ikpezu, Mrs. Oyindamola Adebowale, Mr. David Adegoga, Pastor Mr. Daddy, We've been around since morning, and we're going to have time to hear from them as the event goes on. So quickly before we go into the next item on the agenda, I would like to invite one of our own chief volunteer at the NCPS from, I don't even know which year. I can't even remember. I know the first time that we had a proper interaction was when we were at Mind Your Character on Inspiration FM, and on the normal ground we used to do pictures and do live, and he followed the team to the studio, and when they brought the picture out, now the studio where they go with this, like the studio, and just about the creativity of the person who has been a volunteer for NCPS for a long time, and also he also was the person that shot our wedding just a few months ago. He's a professional, and I see the picture. I'm waiting, like right now. I'm expecting guests. I'm so eager to receive guests because I cannot be the only one seeing those pictures. So beautiful. And going the best. They call him the Oni of photography. Yes, Oni. Okay, I take it. You will explain it, man. So let's invite a round of applause for him. He's a shy guy. He speaks with his camera, but today he's going to use microphone. A round of applause for him. He has been a volunteer for NCPS for many years. I'll be with you to support you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Oh no, it's morning. Good morning. Babasa decided to put me on the spot. Okay, I'm a photographer. My name is Bemiga September. Since we are in September. My name is Bemiga August. I've been doing photography for about 11 years now. Full time, and I've volunteered for NCPS. I think this is the 5th year, back to back. It's been an amazing journey. I understand because I'm a very shy person. I'm usually very shy. I love being behind my camera and documenting all those timeless images. And as a business person, I understand some of the skills you need to have are numerous. Two of them are marketing skills, and the second one being the skill of the art of public speaking. I'm not doing bad with the marketing aspect, but when it comes to facing people like this, hey. Even right now, I feel like maybe the ground should just open and so I'm hoping that at the end of all of this, maybe you guys will encourage me and Okay, 3 years ago, which is referred someone to me, and the person in the person of Mr. Radical Clement. So he called me. He said he wants to do some photography, family photography, and also, and he requested for like a portfolio where he can check out some of my works. So I gave him my website, and he went and he promised he was going to call me back, and he did. He called back, and what he said I will never forget. He said, "Where have you been all this while?" I will never forget that statement. I think he was so impressed with my work. And, So I went on to do that photo shoot for him. And since then, I've been his family photographer, and I've shot for him, for his company. I shoot for a lot of corporate organizations. I shoot for individuals. I shoot weddings, like he actually said. I shot their wedding. It's a privilege. Shot their wedding in August. I've shot for a lot of corporate organizations. I shoot for Toyota. I shoot for LFZ, Pertinence, Colgate, Indomie, a lot of organizations, and I do a lot of weddings too. I'm on all the social media platforms in case you want to check out my work and see what I can do. I don't want to talk much. Let my work speak for itself. So I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, I'm on X, now known as X. I'm on the new social media Thread. I'm there too, and I have a website. Maybe you can check it out. The handle to use is Gbemiga August on all platforms. For my website, gbemigaaugust.com, Facebook Gbemiga August, Instagram Gbemiga August, Twitter, LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn too. And thank you very much. I think that's it.
Thank you so much. Gbemiga August. You said that you are not a public speaker. Now you have used your presentation to check. When you say hey, you are shooting for Indomie, you shoot me like this. Should I near him? But truly, okay, yes, that's the word. It's affordable. It's not cheap. It's affordable. So you can speak to him. Sometimes all you need is a good outlook for you to hit your next big break. Sometimes I go on LinkedIn and I see people's picture, their profile picture on LinkedIn, and it looks like they were in SS2 when they took that picture. The way the picture is, you need a professional headshot to be able to get into some rooms. So when you go online, you see a lot of people living fake life, right? Abi, you that you are not living fake life, you are living the real life. You are not showing it. So you are allowing the fake people to run riots. So let us let's engage with God. Now I can vouch for you. If there will be a procession in heaven and he has his camera, you see, this is another guarantor. When we will leave this earth and go to meet our Father, if there's a procession in heaven and they need a photographer, you're going to shoot it. That's good. Around during the program, and because we are full. So now I want to ask, how many of us were at NCPS 2022? You can't resume. You're in all the NCPS. Even when Mr. Obasa was thinking about NCPS 15 years ago, you were in our loins. There is set up here. So we are ensuring that they have a